All right, and we are live. Thank you all for watching, and welcome to the first annual Warhammer YouTubers Year-End Awards Extravaganza. I am your host, Matiram. I am joined by my co-hosts, Whoopie Womp and vincentrventurella. And tonight, our show is gonna all be about you guys. We're gonna look at the 10 categories plus the 11th best overall rating. We're gonna discuss the winners as well as a few honorable mentions for each category, and kind of discuss some things about what we found out about the community from the votes we received. So I know there was a little bit of a pool going as to how many of the 900 and some odd Warhammer YouTubers actually placed votes. So Vince, if you would like to tell everybody what our final vote tally was as of midnight on Saturday night.
Absolutely. The final vote count was 155. So that's how many people answered the survey. So thank you very much to everybody who voted. To the rest of you who didn't vote, you get no thanks at all.
Well, do your civic duty.
Right.
Absolutely. The funny part is I think we actually had a better voter turnout by percentage than the last U.S. election, so we should be okay. All right, so like you said, we had 155 folks give their votes in, and poor Vince worked himself down to the bone, tabulating every one of these votes, making sure that every voice was heard and totaled up. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch off starting basically in inverse order. So first category, we are going to go with most consistent content, and for that we're going to go to Whoopie, and he's going to start off by kind of reminding us what this category represents and discuss a little bit about the voting. So Whoop, take it away.
Okay, so I got the survey brought up on my phone, so if I'm looking at that, that's why I consider it like one of the openings for the Academy Awards, if you will. Basically, the most consistent content, it was a pretty big landslide. It's hard to take away from the winner of this. I gotta admit, he does some really consistent work, for lack of a better word. But there was people that came in second, and just people that have been posting stuff that I'd like to point out as well. Lord Tremendous, I think, has been doing a good job since he started of putting up pretty consistent content. He came in second place in this whole category. And then along with him, I'd like to point out as well just Mitt and I'd say Mitt and William Page. Unfortunately, William Page didn't get on this, but I think he's been doing a lot of really consistent content since he started, and Mitt, you obviously have every Wednesday, so it's hard to take away from anyone. But obviously the winner for this is the Sustainable Center. So I don't think anyone really doubted that he wasn't going to win this. So
there you go. There's the trophy. There's his most consistent. The skeleton, the relentless martyr forward goes to Anthony at the Sustainable Center.
So, since we have announced our first winner, there is something that I did want to bring to everyone's attention that I forgot in our lead-up. We are hoping and requesting for the winners that are announced to, within the next week or so, post their acceptance speech videos. I think it's going to be another way to get the community motivated and interested in what's going on, and I frankly would love to hear an Oscar-style acceptance speech from each of these winners, because everybody that pulled away a trophy tonight is certainly deserving of a little bit of bragging and a little bit of showing off after this win. So can't wait to see you, Anthony. I'm sure with your need to do a video every day, you will be more than happy to fit in an acceptance speech somewhere in here. I mean, for God's sakes, we watched you eating cookies 3 nights ago. So.
That was a great video. I found it very informative. Yes, and also, and the nice part about your acceptance vid is that no orchestra is going to play you off if you go too long. You may talk as long as you like.
I was hoping for that. I was like, can we find the orchestra music so we can just like set them up for a certain time limit?
No, it would be totally weird to cut off the most consistent content winner for.
So.
All right. So the next category, moving up, is going to be best model submission in the conversion category. So Whoopi will also be our announcer for this one. So let's hear what you got, Whoop.
Basically, this one went out to. It was more up and down for the votings. I think it was a closer race. Pretty much a lot of these model ones went really close. It's surprising. A few people even voted for me, so I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. That's cool. Thank you guys for voting for me, if you did. It's funny, though, everyone is like a different name. It's like Whoopi with an H, or Dylan from Hammer Bros, or Whoopi from Warhammer Weekly. And it's just like, I'm everywhere. But yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate that. But basically, I want to point out the second place winner, MC1 Gamer, for this. He did an amazing Nagash conversion. The fact that he was willing to try to convert Nagash. I remember the first time he mentioned it, I was, all right, dude, that's a $90 model. Have fun with that. He did it justice. I got to take my hat off to him, and he made this beautiful base for it. So from the PMP, I definitely get to see a lot of these as well. So it's really nice to see people being getting credit where credit's due in that sense. And then it seems like we got the Sustainable Center was on here as well, but then again, you can only win one award besides best overall. So Vince won. What would you say you won this one for, Vince? Because there's a lot of Vinces, but I would say everyone is a different conversion. Do you think it's just because you've converted so many things, or you've converted so many things with that one warlord so many times?
Yeah, well, you know, I win. I think I won't go into a whole acceptance speech, but I'll just say I go for deluge in this category. I just convert everything and just throw it all against the wall. It's the spaghetti attack and hope it sticks.
Oh, but so yeah, the winner of the best conversion for this year is Vincentrventurella. So you get to award yourself that. You should just have it in the background.
I will send this in to myself. It will proudly get displayed on my empty trophy category. There it is, right there.
Nice.
The boar with his little banner.
Okay, so leading into our third category is Best Model Submission in the Painting category. And once again, we go to Whoopi, the master of the PMP, to announce the results of that category.
So this one was really close. Looking at it, I agree with pretty much all these things put up. For myself, for this one, in the PMP, I voted for Revel for his Black Dragon. I thought that was an amazing piece, but there's plenty of good ones on here. I'll just do basically get to the nitty-gritty though. Let's see. The winner of this one is Alicia Merritt for the Cold One Knights. And I agree with that. She's done a lot of stellar work in the PMP. Just everything she does is a high quality. So for just even one of her model, it's like I wouldn't be able to pick which one I would put up in this category. But I think all of her work has been very stellar. So I would agree with that.
And I would like to just interrupt real quick, Whoopi. The one thing I thought was very interesting about the voting for this category, well, two things. First of all, it literally came down to a single vote. It was the tightest category we had without reservation. And two, we have at least 4 seriously deranged folks in the Warhammer YouTubers, because I got 4 votes in this category. So either that or we have 4 blind Warhammer players, and if that's the case, I applaud you, sirs. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just gonna name off you. One Spin was also in this category at High Running, Casual, Victor Case, Warboss Tay. Just very stellar work from all these people. Even some of the smaller ones. There's Buy Painted. I haven't checked that out yet, but definitely got good stuff. Marcus Lidstrom for his Blight Kings. Yeah, just really good stuff. I mean, honestly, it was a really close race. So if you feel like you didn't win that one, you did, in a sense. If anyone voted for your stuff, you should have a little pat on the back.
Yeah.
I think it really shows just how much the PMP has influenced everybody, and how happy I am and how many people are taking part in it, because there were so many good models pointed out in this category. But there can only be one winner of the all-important Liquid Talent Trophy, and that is Alicia. No longer just Mithirum's wife. No, she is Alicia, the best painter of the Warhammer YouTubers. There you go.
Yay!
Game of the brush.
Congratulations. All right, so we are moving into our next group of categories, and the first we will get to is the best rumor monger. So, Vince, if you would take this one away and tell us what we come up with.
Absolutely. So this is a great category. Really, I think one of the more fun things about this hobby is the rumoring and trying to guess at what's coming out. GW keeps an incredibly tight lid on everything. They have tighter security than the White House in Nottingham, and you know, when rumors leak out, it's hard to comb 80 different sites and stuff to try to figure out what's coming. So we really appreciate those people who go the extra mile and make videos and try to make the community aware of those rumors so that they can foster discussion and get people talking. And the in this category, it was a pretty close category between, honestly, 2 people. My honorable mentions are the Sustainable Center was the first honorable mention. A lot of people mentioned that. Ant has done a lot of rumoring. I also wanted to mention that Reef, who got as an honorable mention in this category, because I particularly loved one of them where it said Reef because he must know somebody at Games Workshop, which I thought was particularly funny. But in the end, we have our resident rumor monger, the person who is taking home the Skaven Rumor Trophy. There he is, launching his rumors out into the world like a poison wind globe. And that is MC1 Gamer, of course. Mitch, MC1, has done amazing rumor bids. Every time something comes out, the newest thing that's there, he's always right on it, helping the community. And he does it in a really fun way that makes it interactive and engaging and fosters conversation around it. So, big thumbs up there.
Absolutely. Fantastic job, MC. We definitely hope to see more from you in the future, but you, sir, are the resident rat. Way to go. So next is one of the ones I think may very well be one of the most important awards that we give because it speaks so much to the strength of the community. That we, no matter how many miles we're spread out, how far away we are, who we are, we always reach out to help further somebody else's enjoyment of the hobby. So the next award will be introduced by Vince, and it is the Best Hobby Advice.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mitt. And, you know, the funny thing about hobby advice is this. Hobbying is such a huge part of this game. You know, Warhammer I've always said is like an iceberg game. Only like 10% of it, that part above the surface, is playing it. The other 90% is hidden. And it's all the hard hobbying work you do in times when you're not actually sitting on the table. When you're painting and converting and doing all this hard work to make your army look good and to get them ready to play. And the reality is there's so much to learn. No one can ever really know it all. And so this category is to celebrate those people who do try to inform the community and spread that information and advice to try to, you know, float up the community, to lift everyone up. And so here we have The Wall, with the best hobby advice. Why is it the wall? Because hobbying is the foundation of the community, to further mix my metaphors. So, a couple honorable mentions here. First, I want to say that Malorian got the honorable mention here. I think his recent speed painting video had a little bit to do with that. I also wanted to call out our good pal Kieran Dunlevy. Kieran got several votes, and he is a just fantastic painter and has given a lot of advice, especially during the PMP reviews and things like that. Mitch, MC1 again, also got an honorable mention here, as well as Warboss Tay, who does some great painting videos. But in the end, there was only one winner, and the winner of the wall is Victor Case. And if you haven't watched any of Victor's videos, as soon as you're done watching this, go watch Victor's videos, because they're absolutely fantastic. And what I really want to thank him for is, you know, he's taking a lot of time to walk people through those steps while he's working on those models. It takes a while to set up everything, to record it, to do the detail, to talk through it. It's not an easy thing. And he takes a lot of time doing that for absolutely nothing other than to spread that information to the community. So, Victor, thank you for all of your great advice and techniques. I know, Mitt, you were just putting one of them to trial the other day on your Vargeists.
I actually do. If you guys can see, I'm still working on the sprue, but actually very impressed with how it's coming out. So
very nice. So see, already in action, as I know I've used some of his techniques as well. So thank you very much, Victor. We really appreciate it, and keep up all the great hobby advice.
Awesome. And so our next topic really is the lifeblood, I think, of the YouTube community. We need to be a growing community, and we are. There has been an amazing number of folks who have come on to bring us new content this year, just folks who've come out of nowhere, come up with a great new idea and a new spin that makes watching these YouTube videos just a lot of fun. So Vince will again introduce the next award, and it is for Best New Series.
Yes, absolutely. Best New Series. I think what Mitt said is exactly correct. You know, there is just no world I can imagine where having too much content is a bad thing. And there's just some great new series people have started. And so I want to talk first through some honorable mentions. The first honorable mention I want to comment here that got a lot of votes was Whoopi. Whoopi, you got several votes in this category for the PMPs and for all the work you've done, all of those. It's a tremendous amount of fun. And let me tell you what, if I don't get to take part in it, I love logging in the morning and seeing a nice 2-hour PMP. I'm like, all right, great, I got something to watch for 2 hours. It's going to be fun and entertaining. So thank you. Another good honorable mention in this category, William Page. William does amazing battle reports, and his product review series is great. He's very consistent in the way he explains things to you and rates it. Pretty much everything William does is of an incredibly high production value. I am insanely jealous of how nice all his stuff looks. I wish I could do things half that nice. MC1 again also got some honorable mention here for his new Convert This series, which I agree has been great. And the Sustainable Center for his I Don't Get series also got a good number of votes, as obviously it's been very popular. And I think it's really cool to explore some of those unusual Army books and help us as a community understand what's challenging and what's good. But there is only one winner, and the winner of this figure, perhaps most appropriately, I guess, the ogre bull shouting the victor there is Matiram for narrations and lamentations. And as someone who's watched every show since the first one and been an avid, participant in every way that Matiram will let me, because I love the show so much, I can only say thank you, and it's been a fantastic show you've done so far, and I can't wait to see more of it next year.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Vince. Me and the boys are very happy to have at least entertained enough folks to get the win on this one. If we've accomplished nothing else this year, definitely. All right, so I'm going to take over for a couple now. Figuring it's my channel, I might actually do some work here. The next award, I think, may very well be the most entertaining award to discuss. As with the Best Rumor Monger, one of the things that I think is amazing about this community is its ability to foster discussion. Sometimes that discussion can get heated as truly passionate people let out their beliefs, and occasionally it turns into a full-blown rant. So the next award is going to be for Best Rant Video. Now, we've had some great ones this year. Honorable mentions in this category, Anthony from the Sustainable Center, his 10 Things I Hate About Skaven is legendary. And frankly, Anthony is the godfather of ranting, at least as often as he does it. Second, in the honorable mentions is Lord Tremendous. His new rant series has gotten a lot of attention. Has caused a lot of heat. I mean, I don't know of anybody else who is able to make Once Bitten lose his cool. So you should pat yourself on the back for that, Lord T. And for that, Once Bitten, for his response to your rants, is my third honorable mention. He got quite a lot of interest from the community for best rants there. But at the end of the day, as Vince has said, there can only be one winner, and it is so appropriate that YouTube's own Welsh fireball, Mr. Reef, takes the place with this one. His rants are always entertaining. You never really can be sure what comes out of his mouth, and that's just what makes his channel amazing, and he goes into it with good humor and truly is a pillar of the community, even though he is so far away from most of us. I know he was a big influencer of mine when I decided to do my channel, and it's awesome for us to be able to recognize you and your hard work in ranting tonight, Mr. Reef.
This little elf is going across the pond all the way over to Reefy the White. There he is.
All right, so our next is rather a difficult one, I think. The next one is going to be Best Tournament. And I think there are a lot of major folks doing tournament reports here. It's good to be able to, for those of us who, like myself, plays more Garage Hammer, kind of seeing how the other half lives. And there's a number of great YouTubers that do that and make you feel the excitement of the tournament scene and help those of us who may very well dip our toes in a tournament at some point kind of prepare ourselves for it. So honorable mention on this one goes to the Godfather himself, Once Bitten. His tournament reports are excellent. He is very detailed, very tactical thinker, and that comes through in every video. Number two, Anthony from the Sustainable Center definitely is another honorable mention here. Again, I kind of like his stuff over Once Bitten's because of, I think, the level of passion is cranked up a little more. So when you see him stumble into those just terrible matchups, you really feel his pain, and he communicates it through the medium, and I gotta love that. My personal third rep, and this is the fellow I voted for this category, is Adam Sinclair. He's across the pond. He's in England. And he does some great work. He was actually one of the first battle reporters I started watching. And he does just great work. He takes some very unusual armies to tournaments. He does a Khorne-only Demons army. He's got a Beastman force that's pretty good. And it's nice to be able to see somebody who's willing to take those kind of corner case armies and still give them the old college try in the tournament world. So applause to you, Adam. But as we have said many times at this point, there is only one winner in this category, and this one goes to a very deserving soul who, as far as I'm aware, eats, sleeps, and breathes the tournament world. So best tournament show goes to Skaven in AZ. His work in the tournament scene is consistent, it's amazing, it's high quality, and he really does a lot, both in terms of the battle reports and his Thoughts on Tournament series, to help kind of shed some light on what can be a very murky and confusing tournament scene. So congratulations, Skaven and AC. And Vince, if you would tell him what he's won.
There you go. He gets the coveted Zombies Coming Out of the Graveyard Warhammer YouTube for best tourney. You probably can't see it, but that's what it says on the tombstones. And yes, all the string of zombies marching forth to represent all the coverage of all the games you have to do. It takes a lot of endurance to cover a whole tournament in that kind of detail, and then all the prep before and everything. So yes, full thumbs up there to Skaven and AZ. Great work in that category.
All right, and so our next category is Best Casual. Now, these are the folks who just make you laugh every time. Doesn't matter whether they're playing tournaments, playing the basement, playing the fiddle, whatever. They're going to make it a good time. So, Vince, if you go ahead and tell us what that leads us to.
Absolutely. Best Casual Battle Report for when your good old garage hammer, beer and pretzels fun hammer. So, honorable mentions. There's a lot of great ones that got mentioned in this category. William Page, again, comes up. He does some great battle reports. Another name that I wanted to point out here is Luke Davis, who does absolutely fantastic battle reports. He hasn't done a whole lot lately. But, Luke, this is us calling you out. Look, people are voting for you. The people have spoken, Luke. They want more. Give them more. All right. Obviously, Materum, another honorable mention in this. Great casual battle reports. The narrative flavor to them are awesome. The ongoing narrative has been just absolutely fun to follow. And then, of course, our other honorable mention here is Reef. Reefy the White again, who his battle reports are always fun and ridiculous. And as he says, they don't really think about it. They just put some models on the table and push them forward. That sounds like the definition of casual to me. But the winner of the coveted Golden Beast Man, the Ungor, the Demon Prince Slayer himself. There he is, best casual. There can be only one, just like Highlanders, and that is Lord Tremendous. Yes, Tremendous himself, the Dark Prince of now the Undead Legions. He is our winner, and I say he's done great work. A lot of fantastic battle reports, always fun, and with a few exceptions of dice burning and maybe some Nagash aflame, nothing but positivity for a huge number of battle reports. He's always one of the most upbeat guys, and even when he's getting his teeth kicked down his throat, he's generally got good things to say about his opponent. And that is the definition of a great play right there, and good sportsmanship.
So did anybody else really regret that we didn't have a music sting like he does in his battle reports to play after that announcement? Because I think that would have been very appropriate.
Absolutely.
But absolutely great work, Lord T. So as the sort of shadowy brother of the best casual, we come next to the best competitive. Now, when we talk about the best competitive, what we're looking for is the folks who really get out there and make you think. They help those of us who understand the rules. They help those of us who are just starting. It's no matter what content they're putting out, it is to help build better Warhammer players. Now, there are quite a few honorable mentions in here. This was another one of those categories that frayed quite a bit. Obviously, the late Malorian, as he's referred to, Malorian prior to retirement. There was another one that was Malorian, and there was a sob after it. So definitely, Malorian's Orc Tactical Team has been a staple of this community for a long time. And to be honest, that's the biggest thing that I personally am going to miss with him going to the dark side, so to speak. Not so much necessarily the battle reports, but just the very quick videos where he came to try and shine a little bit of that knowledge that he himself had gained to the community. So definitely worth an honorable mention there. Two others for frankly a lot of the same reasons that they got their wins, Skaven and AZ and Anthony from the Sustainable Center both got major honorable mention in this category. They're both great battle reporters. They've got a lot of games under their belt, and they do their best to better the community by that experience. So congratulations, guys. But I think we all knew this one. Going into it, there is only one who could possibly have taken this home. It is the Godfather himself, Once Bitten 360. The man is an absolute beast. He has done so many battle reports, has been a pillar of the community for so long, and this is just recognition that's a long time coming. So congratulations, sir.
And for Once Bitten, we have, of course, perhaps most appropriately, the Golden Knight there for Best Competitive, as could be appropriate for either his Bretonnians or his Empire Army. So there you go.
Absolutely. Now, we have 30 minutes gone through. We've talked about some amazing battle reporters. We have discussed every one of the 10 categories. But now we come to it. The best overall battle reporter for the year 2014. Now, as everyone knows, our aim to measure this was who got the most votes. The most votes in any given category were all tallied up, and the overall will have received the highest number of points overall, despite whether or not they won anything from here. But before we get into that, what I would like to do is invite my whole panel, and we're each going to discuss one of our honorable mentions, and then I will announce the winner. So, Whoopi, you've been quiet for the better part of 20 minutes. Who was your honorable mention for best overall?
You know, honestly, there's so many that I could. Once Bitten, I would say. Honestly, I'd like to point out a couple that didn't get named, not for best overall, just in general.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Long Island Wargaming, he's definitely petered out, but what he gave us for longer than 2 years was really consistent and really good work. Without him, we would have never done the Warhammer Weekly. He was a big part of the beginning of this, so I want to give a shout out to him. And also, Casually 1414 and Gomo's Itchy Nuisance, I feel like are two really great channels that got overlooked. Gomo's Itchy Nuisance, Colin, he just goes for it, and he's been doing it consistently for pretty much since he started. He's a great hobbyist, great overall just player, and same with Casual. So I wanted to give them a shout out. Other than that, best overall, I'm not sure. I'd say Once Bitten, but
well,
yeah.
that's a valid. So Once Bitten is an excellent honorable mention for this category. Vince, you got an honorable mention for this one?
Yeah, I think in the same way. I think we've talked about a lot of the names that would be sort of the close ones to this. So I wanted to also touch on some people who we might not have mentioned who I think were really good. And who are making great content, and even though they probably got a few votes in there here and there with this, even though we didn't get them mentioned, I just want to call these people out. So I just want to say Randy, Demonic Orchard, and Lone Hammer, they do a great podcast. He's been doing his dailies. He's got a Slanesh army, which I personally love, that he beat a lot of people in the face with. Other people who did win awards lost to Randy, so I don't know, you do the math. But I'm just saying, Slanesh wins. So, I really like that. I really like Lone Hammer and what they're doing. Other than that, other people who've also been doing great work. Malorian, just to say that even though he's gone, he still does his paint-episodes. I still watch those. They're still a lot of fun. I also wanted to mention one new person who did show up in here, only with a couple votes, but that's okay. They're so brand new, and that is Skip. It's one of the boys. Skip, with his new video series, actually did get some votes, and I know he didn't vote for himself because he was very open about that, and I believe him. He's an honorable man. And I just want to say, something like Skip coming forth and being very open with the community, like his video recently, and saying, I'm bad at this, help me, and how positively the community responds. It's just one example of, the many reasons I'm proud to be a part of this community and how strong we all are together. I think that's exactly the type of interaction that makes us all greater than the sum of our parts.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have hit all of my not quites, so I'm not going to belabor that. One of the ones that I actually had for my sort of honorable mention for best overall, because they were mentioned in at least once in almost every category, is Wargaming for Fun. Andy and Aid there, if you've never watched their videos, they're great. They actually play out the whole game in front of you, and you can just see them having just a ton of fun. And it works. And I mean, they've gone from just doing the YouTube thing. They now have their own pay subscription site, and they're kind of trying to make the dream work. And I say support them all the way. They were great fellas. So definitely my honorable mention for best overall. But as again, sadly, we can't give best overall to everybody. So before we do the announcement, to build up even more suspense, I would like Vince to remind everyone what is on the line for the best overall award.
On the line for best overall is, everybody's seen, me paint models, and if you're in the PMP, and I've posted them to YouTubers. And I hope everybody should know at least that I will claim to be a competent painter. I hope that people have liked some of the things I did. And so the offer on the table here is I will paint a model or some small group of models of your choice up to display quality in any color scheme you would like to the winner. So if they send me the models, I will supply everything else and paint them up in whatever way they would like, and then return them to them.
So fantastic. Big prize going on here. And the winner of that prize is the one, the only, Anthony from the Sustainable Center. Congratulations, Anthony. You, sir, are the best of us, and you were the best of us by a landslide. I just want to say, I'm not going to call out who was number 2, but Anthony got better than double the number of votes from the second person below him in the best overall. So there is a lot of love for the Italian from New Jersey. So
it's those cookie videos. I mean, they'll do it every time. They just shoot you right to the top of everyone's list.
Dude, I swear, when I saw that cookie video, I wanted to go back in and change my vote for a couple of things. That was gonna be my best new series if he keeps doing them.
Sure.
So, awesome, guys. I want to thank everybody who was watching this. We had quite a few viewers. I also wanted to thank my guest hosts here, Vince and Whoopi. Thank you guys for coming on and helping make this a reality.
Absolutely. I was super glad to come on. One final note from me. I'm sure we'll talk about more things, but I just wanted to say this at the end of the awards piece, so if anybody clicks off, they don't miss this. People who won, I'm sure that when we post this up, Materium can include my email. I need the people who won. I'll reach out to you if you don't reach out to me, and I have your contact info after a while. But if you did win, please do send an email to me with your address. That way I might send you your most coveted and choice Warhammer YouTube so you can proudly display it. We will send you the award.
So fantastic. And I think Whoopi froze.
No, I'm still here.
Your image was frozen with like your hand up, like here. And any thoughts from you, Whoop?
No, it's just been a great year. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things are just moving forward in this community alone. We're growing quite a bit, actually. So people are taking new spots. People have grown. People have fallen. Again, I'd like to point out, Mr. Valorian, we love you. You're the Mother Teresa of this whole YouTubers group, and even if you love Warhammer, it's not like we hate you. You're pretty much the guy.
That is a heady metaphor.
But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to mention him one more time before we leave.
Absolutely. We actually, I was having the thought of doing like the Oscar telecasts do, and have the those we lost this year, but
Just a picture of Malorian. That's all it would be. Just bang, Malorian. All right, that segment's over. Done.
right. But we do wish you all the best, Lorian, in whatever second-rate game you happen to be playing now. But no, in all seriousness, we all wish him nothing but the best. And I, for one, just want to say again how great this community has been. This has been my first year in the Warhammer YouTuber world, and you guys have just opened up and welcomed me with both arms, and that is amazing. Seeing the kind of responses we got from this, which we literally just kind of hooked up in 2 weeks and and came out of nowhere. That's awesome. I, for one, fully plan to be here next year when we do this, as we definitely want to make this a yearly thing to recognize all the talent that's out there, because there's a lot of very talented people putting up a lot of great work to entertain a lot of us for a ridiculous number of hours. So just everybody, I would say everybody, if we could logistically make it work, everybody who put up a video this year should have gotten a trophy, but that would probably have bankrupted poor Vince in postage, if nothing else.
Yeah, because at that point, only Vince can make the models.
Right. But he stepped in front of the bus on that one all by himself. So.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. I did agree to do it. If I had to do one for everybody, that's fine. You all just have to come to my house to pick up your trophy, and the price you have to play a game too.
So, just as another reminder, we do want to see acceptance speeches. That's kind of the next fun we're hoping to see with this. And by the comments here, our best casual gamer, Lord Tremendous, has stated that all winners must post acceptance speeches, and he wants to see tears. So
I agree completely.
I like that idea. It works for me. So, but I think that's going to bring us to the end of our show here. We very much appreciate everybody that watched, everybody that participated, everybody that voted, and we will see you this time next year. Bye, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Later.